Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. Please like, share, subscribe to the videos and hit the notification bell so you get notification when I drop new videos. Today I got my friend Cherry here and Tony's back on with me again for the third time. Third time, fourth time? Third time. We did Malo and then we did me twice, didn't we?
Yeah, we did twice. So
me and you by ourselves?
Yeah.
And then with Malo, or you were here with Malo?
No, I wasn't here for that.
Oh, okay, so yeah, this is the third time me and Tony's done videos. This is the second time me and Cherry have done videos. For those of you who know, Tony had kidney cancer that he's still dealing with his little issues that he got. And we got Cherry over here. So what the main thing was to bring Cherry back on and give more of an update on what is going on with her. You guys already know what's going on with me. So what's been going on with you since the last time we saw you, Cherry?
Well, since then, I had a double mastectomy, and then I had they did the reconstructive surgery. 2 weeks after the reconstructive surgery, I ended up losing my left breast again. So, I haven't had a left breast in 7 months. In about 3 weeks, I'm going back in for the reconstruction of it, and I'll get a new one put back in 3 weeks. They didn't want to put me on chemo, but they did want to do radiation, and I denied the radiation. So that's what's going on.
So you're dealing with breast cancer right now, but you dealt with other cancer before that,
yes,
right?
And I actually don't have breast cancer. I have cancer in the breast. So what I have is what you call anaplastic large cell lymphoma. It's a form of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And then I have a form of mammary melanoma, which is my first diagnosis. So yes, to date I've had 5 different types of cancers. Mm-hmm.
So now you're going back to the doctor again to do what?
So right now I'm still active with City of Hope. In 3 weeks, on March 5th, I'm going in for the reconstruction of my breast to get that one put back in. In the meantime, I'm still dealing with the aftermath of what cancer has done to me, and what the chemo and the immunotherapy has done to me. So I'm still dealing with that. I go once a week to City of Hope. I get a needle placed in my ankle, and it gets placed into my ankle bone, into a nerve that stimulates my bladder, since I had some bladder damage from my ovarian and my cervical cancers. So don't mean to laugh, guys. It's just I've been through so much that's how I handle things. So
how many years is it?
4 years.
So you're not in remission?
No.
So he's still active?
I'm still active.
Okay, yeah,
yes.
It's like the same thing as me. Tony is you are as far as right now, what is it considered for you? You're not active, right? You're just monitored.
I'm monitored. I will be considered in remission till my 5-year mark. It's been a little over a year now.
Oh, that's how it works?
Yeah, 5 years. 5 years for any cancer. You have to be no evidence of disease.
That's what I think people are confused.
Yes.
Yeah, I am too. I didn't know.
So for there's some cancers that you have to go 6 years, but for all other cancers, it's 5 years. The first 5 years of any diagnosis is obviously the worst. Look what I've been dealing with. So that's why they say the first 5 years you have to be NED, which is no evidence of disease, meaning like when we go in for our PET scans, they don't find anything active. That's what NED is. So you have to be 5 years clean of nothing before they'll even consider you being in remission. Because the first 5 years of any cancer is very, very critical.
Yeah, a lot of people are confused with that. Mm-hmm. They don't realize when remission starts.
Right.
Yeah, I've been dealing with it for the year and 2 months. I didn't even know that. I thought once they found out, okay, you're clear right now, you have 5 years, you're in remission for 5 years, and after that you're good.
No, remission starts after the 5 or 6 year mark, depending.
Yeah.
But like you, I know other people that I go to the doctor with that have dealt with it for like 10 years. Different kinds of cancer. They keep getting it. They go away to get it. My friend's mom just passed the other day. Was it like about 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
She passed 2 weeks ago. And she's been dealing with it for 10 years. and I think she had different forms of cancer. It just kept coming back. And they finally just, that was it. I guess she couldn't do it no more. It was done, so she passed away like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. So me, that's the way I see it. I see that, for myself, I feel like once I had it, now that I have it, that I'll always have it. I'll have some form of it, you know what I mean? That's the way I see it, because I see that's happening to a lot of people right now. They're getting different forms, like you've had different forms. It keeps coming back in a different way. And like there's another day, the doctor, she was like, yeah, this is like my 4 or 5 time already. Been doing 10 years. And now she's like, now I have, I think she had breast cancer now. She's like, now I have breast cancer, so that's what I'm dealing with this now. So I was like, oh, okay. So, but we are different because well, I don't know about you, but me, they can't cut nothing out of me. They already told me we can't cut nothing out of you. Because it's already in your bloodstream, there's no need to cut one thing, you're still in your bloodstream, so we can't do nothing for cutting anything out of you. You'll never have surgery. You're gonna either go through chemotherapy or you're gonna go through radiation, but you will not have surgery because there's no need, it's already in your bloodstream, you can't do nothing about that. So it's not, they can't just go cut every single piece of you out. That's not the way it works. So, I don't know, I don't know what's going on with me. I won't find out until next month what's happening with the PET scan. I'll go again next month and have another PET scan, but I don't know. I don't know what the outcome's actually gonna be. As long as I feel good now, I'm alright, I guess. I'm not really worried about it too much.
That's the important part, is being headstrong.
Yeah, how you been feeling?
You gotta keep everything positive.
I'm the lesser one. I don't mean that like in a joking way. I'm just saying, first of all, with Cherry, I met Cherry and she's been she's given me strength, a lot of strength. Her story is overwhelming, very touching. But she's a very strong, she's one of the strongest women I know. And she's always got a smile on her face. I gave my strength to her. I've known Mike even before, I got hit. And he got hit with cancer. We're both in the bike scene. We've got to know each other on a whole different level. And I think, like I said, we're at different levels as far as our diagnosis, but I think the head battle is the same or similar, and that's that's what you gotta get through. You gotta defeat that. You gotta be able to withstand that worry, that anxiety, because that's a fight that'll get you sick. It'll drain the heck out of you.
What do you guys think about therapy and counseling? And I've heard that.
That's a very good question.
I've heard about not only for offering him or for you guys to go to counseling, but also I've also been told that I should consider counseling as well. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I think you should. I think any significant other should.
Or for you?
You know what? I didn't really understand it until I saw my primary physician, and she asked me how I was doing, and then she said, you had a vital organ removed from you. It's going to bother you later on because you're going to know, even though people only have one kidney, you can survive with one kidney. You can survive with one kidney, but just knowing that it's been surgically.
I'm sitting here like, oh my god, I'm dying.
No more, Tony. They were gonna bite you.
Mike's hitting
No.
Closer.
Yeah. Closer.
Here I am having a hot flash, and he's like, get closer. I'm like, no, I start
Ruben's
sweating.
probably watching you right now. Just don't bump that tail because it's gonna fall over.
So what I was saying is my primary physician advised me after I had my surgery that I should seek therapy because I had a vital organ removed.
Do you want something?
The fear of cancer coming back, it could come back.
You want some water?
Sure.
Yeah,
But it's hard to really comprehend what happened. You can't really. It's hard to accept the fact that I got diagnosed with cancer, I had a kidney taken out, and it's like a waiting game now. It's being monitored now to see if it shows up here or there. So I think all along while you're constantly dealing with that, I think therapy would help. And I plan to actually see a therapist because there are days that are. I have my good days and bad days. I'm sure we all have our good days and bad days, and we just call them battles. What we do. We get through it. I mean, I can say if I'm having a bad day, I can talk to Cherry. I can call Mike, or I can come out and hang out with Mike. We get through it, but like I said, there's just some days where it just, to me personally, it haunts me.
What about you, Cherry? Would you consider therapy? Have you been to therapy?
So, good question. As strong as I am, and as much as I'm there for everybody else, I still have my depression from 5 cancers. And a year ago, I sought help. And actually, last month, she told me I no longer need any more help. So she said, everything I've tried to tell you to do, you're already doing.
So you have the tools.
I do, and I've had the tools since the day I started with her, and the only reason why I went to her is because I needed that push. I needed...
What are they saying? You have people asking questions.
No, they're not. This is, dude, let her talk and then...
I went just so I could get things off my chest because, you know, the only people that understand us, I can't go to, and don't take this wrong, but I can't call you and try to tell you what's going on and try to tell you what I'm going through, because at the end of the day,
I don't know.
you would be clueless. But if I called one of them, they understand, same 5 different battles. They understand my pain. They understand my struggles. I understand theirs. But when there's times where I don't want to reach out to people. I want to take what I have and just get rid of it totally. And so that's why I started going to counseling. But again, they're kicking me out of counseling, so I'm being rejected in a good way.
Maybe you have those tools to help these guys. So would you be open to therapy or counseling, Mike? No? No? I feel like this is your therapy.
I don't think that, I mean, I don't know, I don't believe in it, but especially with somebody that doesn't have it, or has never had it. It's like, how do you explain something to somebody that's never had it? You don't know what the hell you're going through. You read it in a book. I'm going through it, you know what I mean? So you're trying to counsel me, but you ain't had cancer, and you're learning from other people. You're not learning from experience. So it's the same thing with any other kind of counseling. I wouldn't listen to somebody that didn't live on the streets and go through the shit that I went through, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You only learn from books. You have to go through what I go through to understand where I'm coming from. You know what I mean? But even just counseling altogether, I deal with it myself. I don't need. I think my mind is just. I think I'm way stronger than most people mentally. You know what I mean? If I can sit here and deal with what I'm going through and not break down and cry about it and just keep going on and do anything I can to get myself back to work, which I did, and I built this garage and all that stuff during this time. Other people, what do? They sit around and they mope. I don't mope. I went through so many other things in my life that this to me is easy for me. And it's more, for me, I'm looking at this as more of an adventure for me, something that I'm going through. I don't look at it as a bad thing anymore, like I did before. I'm looking at it like, I'm actually looking forward to seeing this PET scan. I'm looking forward to seeing if it's not helping, what's next? You know what I mean? Am I gonna go through what's next for me of radiation, other chemotherapies? I'm looking forward because I know I'm gonna go get through whatever they throw at me. I'm gonna go through it.
So I think watching you go through this journey I feel like all of this, from building the garage or the bar, to these videos that are on YouTube, I feel like those have been your therapy. Whether you realized it or not, they've been therapeutic for you. That's how I feel. And you've opened up, because you've told me things that you've said you've never shared before with anybody, that now you're kind of like taking off all of the armor and you're sharing it with the world, really. And I feel for me that's been therapeutic for you. That's your way.
I do it because I never was talked to. Nobody talked to me about this shit before. I knew nothing about it. You know what I mean? So I'm doing it because in our community, the biker community, the Chicanos, the Latinos, they don't talk about that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's just like, you just deal with it. And so I talk about it. I'm talking about it so people can understand that it's happening to us too. It's not just white people that get cancer. You know what I mean? Everybody's can get cancer. Anybody can get it. You know, but white people, they'll talk more about things, and they talk more about their feelings and stuff like that. And we don't do that. We just it's like, you just shut up about it, and you just deal with it. You know what I mean? So
we're
raised that way. Just shut your mouth and just deal with it. And so I talk about it that way. I can, I talk about it here that way. There's, thousands of people that can see it. And it's funny though, but you can tell these people, till you're blue in the face, they ain't gonna go. You know what I mean? You can tell them. I could see sitting right here. These two could be sitting right here the way they're sitting, and I could be laying in a bed on hospice, still telling people, hey, you know what? I'm almost done. Go to the doctor and get checked, and they still ain't gonna do it.
But even if one person goes, I feel like that was worth all of this.
That's what I look
Yep.
at.
I do have a question for each of you. Have you guys experienced people being like, you feel like they're mad at you for sharing your journey? Or like some sort of anger or resentment because
You're always gonna have that shit, no matter what you do, no matter what it is, cancer.
So we lost followers.
So that's a question for each of you that
I've
I would like you to
I've
answer.
lost family over this shit.
Yep.
Over fucking having cancer. That's some terrible shit. When you lose family members because you have cancer, and they expect you to contact them, and they're waiting for phone calls from you to explain to them how you're feeling. It's like, hey, I'm the one that got cancer. Why aren't you checking on me? Why am I calling you to tell you what I'm going through? Why aren't you just calling or texting yourself? I shouldn't be chasing nobody, family members or friends. You know what I mean? I've lost friends too. Friends stopped coming around. They stopped communicating with me and shit like that. But the thing is, like I said in other videos, in the end, you're gonna find out who your true family and friends are. You know what I mean? Why cry over it? You know what I mean? Who gives a fuck? I still gotta live. I still gotta get up every day. I still gotta go to work. I ain't got time to be worried about who likes me, who don't like me. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about that kind of shit. So yeah, I've done it. I've been through there. I'm pretty sure both of them have done it.
Have you experienced that?
Yes. So my siblings do not talk to me. They said that I should have never put my story out there because now I can't go and get life insurance. But I couldn't get it anyways. I'm a cancer patient.
They would have found out anyways.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. So they said that I should never put it out there. I should just shut up and carry on. And then my best friend of 25 years, the day that I got diagnosed, and the year that I got diagnosed December 27th of 2019, 2 days after Christmas. That was my Christmas present. That year, my best friend lost her father-in-law, so I spent 6 weeks up in Big Bear cleaning out his house, doing everything for him. Then she ended up in the hospital, almost died from her kidney. Her kidney failed on her. And I sat by her side, and 25 years, man. And the day I get diagnosed, she looked me dead in the eyes and said, grow up and good luck. And turned her back on me and haven't talked to her since. I've seen her a few times.
It's just not the same.
No, she won't even look at me. She won't even look at me at all, and probably doesn't help that I went to her house and I picked her up by her throat and slammed her into the wall. But anyways, we won't talk about that part. But anyways, but yes, I have experienced that, and it's sad because the harsh reality is nobody wants to see us go through it, but then they don't want to be there to help us and lift us up.
I've been the most vocal on my social media. If you look at my stories and stuff, I try to be positive and motivate because I have to motivate myself. Have I lost followers? Of course I have. I don't really care. And like you said, Lizette, as long as my story touches one person, that's all that matters. Then I feel like it's all worth it for me to have this, because I've had to learn to make sense and accept, being diagnosed with cancer. That's the word I never thought in my entire life I would ever have to hear. Mm-hmm. And I'll never go back to that doctor's appointment where they'll tell me I have it because I've had it already. So that battle started, and I'm just in this until I get better. And that's the way I look at life like that. Most people, and I've been real vocal, and I've told people, get rid of that, get rid of the machismo, because most Latinos, we're raised to just eat it up. But that's not reality, though. Reality is you got to take care of yourself, and you got to go to your doctor's appointments. And I'll always challenge people on that, because you might be feeling a certain way, and to me it's selfish if you can't go to the doctor. But you're needed by somebody in your family, your kids, your wife, your husband, your sister, your brother, your mom or dad, whoever. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but some people don't want to hear it, and I don't think neither of us are looking for sympathy. There's no sympathy card here.
Yeah.
We're just sharing with you what we got hit with, and we're just telling you, go to your doctor's appointments, get checked out, pay attention to your body. And I'll always push that. I always will.
What is it?
So Marianne says that her husband had a stroke about 4 years ago, and she tried very hard to get him the help he needed. He ended up taking his life 4 weeks and 3 days ago, and their son found him. So there's the issue of mental health. So that's why that question kind of.
My thing is,
asked that
I've been telling him, I always say it, man, it's your mind. You gotta get your mind right, you know what I mean? This is a mental battle, you know what I mean? It's you know, as far as what I see, what I know, and she can tell if I'm saying it right, but the medicine, this cancer is not making us sick. It's the medicine that gives us. It's not medicine. That's one thing. I was there today, and I'm looking at these bags that they're hanging from some of these people's tree things, and I mean, some of that shit is like it's like it looks like Kool-Aid. It's red. I seen some today that was blue, and I'm like, I never saw that before. I saw another one that looked like soda, and then there's blood bags. I mean, there's just so much shit that they're putting inside you, and it's killing off your cells. It's not the cancer that's making us sick. So it's a mental game, a mental you know, to be able to sit there and deal with it. And that's you still go through infusion?
I don't.
Okay.
So when they cleared all the cancer out in my breast, they sent me to go do radiation, and I told them no. Because
Why did you say no to radiation?
because I'm headstrong, because I know in my heart I'm not going anywhere, and two, I love my tattoos. I know that's selfish, but at the end of the day, radiation will burn it. Burns your skin really bad. Yeah, so I know in my heart I'm not going anywhere, because after battling 5 different types and what do you think? After battling 5 different types within a 4-year period, and I was only given 3 months to live, I ain't going nowhere. I have a purpose here, and I already know my purpose, so the man above's not ready for me.
I really feel, as being somebody who doesn't have cancer, you're right, Cherry, and I don't understand, and I could never understand what you guys are going through. That is why I can only understand how I feel, and that feeling is very helpless, and it's almost sometimes I feel guilt because I don't have cancer. So it's like I don't know what to do sometimes or what to say. There's days that I have some really good days, and I know he's having a bad day, so I won't tell him my good day if he's having a bad day. You know, it's like, or, you know, unless he asks me, how was your day? You know, then I'll say it. But yeah, it is, I think for people to stop talking to you because of how you choose to live your journey through this we're wrong for that. We're very wrong for that. I've always told him however he chooses to do his journey that's his decision. It's his journey on how he chooses to do it. So yeah, I totally support however you guys want to do that.
It's got to be hard for you too, though. I know it's got to be hard for you.
It's hard. It is.
Because you deal with it 24-hour basis. I mean,
but I think that it would be harder for her if I was a sniveling person. You understand? That if I'm sitting there all day feeling sorry for myself and sniveling, oh, I'm in pain, I'm hurting and crying.
No, but I think she knows you well enough to know that there's still anger in you. Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, we all have pain, whether we bandage it or not.
I can tell when he's frustrated.
Yeah, so even that.
Yeah, I can tell when he's frustrated.
I got frustrated not too long ago, and I was just like, I just told her,
I can't do this anymore.
I'm just getting frustrated with it. And it's not that not saying, oh, I want to die. I'm just saying, I'm just tired because, you know, I'm dealing with
tired
this
of being tired.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know what it feels like to be normal anymore. I just want to feel normal just for a day. I mean, I just don't feel that, so I get tired of that shit. But it only lasts for like an hour or so, and I'm like, well, fuck it. You know, what am I gonna do? I mean, I've still got to go through it whether I'm tired of it or not. And so it's like it's whatever. You know what I mean? I really don't dwell on this shit too
You don't
much.
get stuck in it. You don't get
No,
stuck
it's
in it.
just a mental thing. You know what I mean? And even like today when I went to chemo, man, I was just like, I was sitting in the hallway because I got there. Chemo opens at 9. I get there early because I want to be the first person there because I want to sit. I'm superstitious. I want to sit in my chair. I don't want to be sitting there. So I go and I get there.
true.
I get there, and there's like I get there first, and all of a sudden they're wheeling in the old people and shit, right? And I'm like, fuck you guys should have got here early. I'm going in front. I'm not gonna be like, hey, you guys are old. Going like, no, I want my fucking chair. So I'm like standing there. All I gotta do is just go sign my name real quick, right? So I'm waiting there. And this dude comes in, he has his wife with him, she's the one who has cancer. He's an old man, he's an old white dude. They're probably like in his 80s or some shit. Him and his wife, or late 70s, early 80s. Anyways, his wife's in a fucking wheelchair with a mask on and shit. They're like 4 people down. And the dude, like, he tells the lady next to his wife, hey, what was the cancer that Alex Trebek died from? And then she looks over and she's like, I don't know. And he goes to the next one, what's the cancer Alex Trebek died from? And he's like, I don't know. And he tells me, hey, you, what's the cancer Alex Trebek died from? I look over and says, man, I don't know. It's like in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck are you even saying that for? Why are you in a cancer center with your wife who has cancer and you got all these people lined up here and you're always talking about what Alex Trebek died from? They have no common sense, you know what I mean? But like, again, that's a mental thing. You can break a motherfucker like that real quick. You know, like a person that's not mentally straight. You know, you got somebody that barely got cancer and shit, just like their first time going to chemotherapy, and then you got this old ass dude in the hallway like, hey, what's this person died of? And I'm like, why are you even talking about that shit? I don't say anything to him because he's old. You know what I mean?
You know, I want to say something about that.
And I do too.
The reason is because, you know, you come across people and it seems like once they find out that you have cancer, they want to remind you about their loved one that passed away from cancer. Like, it doesn't need to be a conversation piece. Just because you find out that I had, you know, radical nephrectomy and I got hit with carcinoma, it doesn't mean I need to know that your sister, your family member, your friend died from cancer. Because what that does, it creates like not an anger, but it's a worry in me. I got to get out of it, but still, like, it doesn't need to be a conversation piece. I don't need to know that you had a family member die. We can be cool and talk. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm like, yeah, because there's more to it than just that. The two things that we don't want to hear is about somebody passing away because we're already faced with that death, you know? And that's one. The number two is actually number one. The worst thing in the world a cancer patient hates, like the worst thing in the world you can even tell a cancer patient is, I'm sorry. Do not tell us you are sorry that we have cancer. Because you go to a funeral and what do you tell the family? You're sorry. Cancer patients don't want to hear I'm sorry. They don't. And that, when somebody tells me that, I'm the most mellow. These guys can tell you, like, I've been through so much that nothing phases me anymore. But if you come up to me and you say I'm sorry, it actually starts to boil my blood because it's like, why are you putting me in my grave? I'm not there. I'm not there. I was supposed to been there back in 2020, but here I am for a reason.
That's really interesting. That's really interesting.
Don't treat me like I'm dead, because I'm not. That's why I tell people, don't treat me like I'm dead. You can come by here anytime you want to. You can come over and sit with me, drink beer with me and shit that I'm still right here, but don't treat me like I'm dead. You know what I mean? It's because there's a lot of people that do that, but lately I've been getting a lot of people since I've been back at work, like, I get guys at work that I don't even know comes from like, hey, what's up, Mike? How you doing? Like, hey, what's going on? You okay? You need anything? Like, no, I'm alright. You feel good? Yeah. But you sure you don't need nothing? Like, yeah, holy fuck, you don't need a soda, I'll drink a soda. But I mean, I don't need nothing. I mean, as far as what do we? Yeah, I need not to have cancer, but if you want to buy me a soda, that's cool. You know what I mean? But but they always tell me like, if I need anything. But there's some people that will treat you like you're dead already.
And I really think that's why these conversations need to happen because I've been guilty of saying stuff like that because I was ignorant about it, right? Ignorance means you're just not educated on something when you're ignorant about something. I didn't know because I don't have education on that subject. Now that our world, cancer came into our life, it's like I'm learning so many things, and I'm learning that is one thing that a lot of cancer patients will say is, don't say that. Don't remind me of, I'm sorry, my sister had that too and she died.
Exactly.
So, and I think people are trying to, I think it's one of like those nervous things that people kind of react to, or do they don't know what to say, so they just like, they spit it out, and it's like, oh, that's all I have. Sorry, Cherry.
But in your defense, okay, I'm gonna stick up for you right now, because before I got cancer, I was guilty of it. Before they got cancer, I'm sure they were guilty of it. It takes us going through something, like when I would tell my friends who have cancer before me, like, oh, I'm sorry, I never understood why they got mad until I actually got cancer, and here I am at a funeral, and everybody's like, I'm sorry, and I'm like, it all makes sense why they don't like it, because I'm at a funeral and everybody's saying sorry, and there's this person right here, you know what I mean? I'm not there. I should be, because that's what I was told, but I'm not. So please do not tell us you are sorry, because
we're not
there.
Yeah. That makes total sense.
Tell us we're beautiful. Tell us, like, Tony, I love the way you dress today. Mike, your hat, your tattoos are awesome. Cherry, your big butt, I don't care, like, whatever, Tell us something positive. We want to hear positive stuff, because even the words I'm sorry, and even telling us that your loved one passed of cancer, that's depressing. And you got to understand, every single one of us
is
fighting, and we have some form of depression. Like, no matter how much we say we're good, we all suffer from that. It's common. It's natural. The lady that I talked to, I specifically asked for somebody who was educated with cancer, and this lady does. Unfortunately, my first day with her, going through counseling, she sat and listened to me, and she was like, other than me just listening to you, there's really nothing for me to tell you. You know what I mean? You're already headstrong doing it. But, hi, baby. Hi, I got a little friend over here, guys. So, that we want to hear the positive things. We want to hear, everything's going to be okay. We want to hear that, our friends are going to be there for us, and, that we can count on people. We don't want to hear the negative things. And I know a lot of people don't know that, so every time I say it, a lot of people are like, you're right, Cherry, that really does happen, So you're not ignorant to it. You're not none of that. You just didn't know, because I was in the same shoes before I got cancer. I'm sure he was. Actually, you know what? I have a picture of me and Mike right after I got diagnosed, and Mike wasn't even battling cancer. And that picture just popped up recently, and it was crazy, because right after Mike and I took that picture, and I literally just got diagnosed. Not too long after that, he gets diagnosed. And then I meet Tony, Tony's been my brother, man. These guys right here, there ain't nothing I wouldn't do for them, and they both know it.
Yeah, this is, I don't know, like I said before, this is all a mental thing for me, especially for me. Another thing I saw, it's funny, because yesterday I was doing the chemo, and I don't go on Fridays. I went on Friday because I was supposed to go on Monday, but Monday's a holiday, so I switched to Friday. So I usually go on Mondays, and it's always the same people on Mondays, so I know, I don't talk to them, we just all know who each other is. But today I went on a Friday, and I got my chair, I'm sitting there, and this chick comes in. She comes in probably like about an hour after I come in, right? And she's straight out of fucking Instagram, bro. Okay, she comes in a whole legging outfit. Straight up.
Good for her.
No bra on. Right, she's in there. He comes, sits down. I see her. I'm like, look at this fucking chick. And right away, she didn't put her shit on. She's in there taking all kinds of selfies and shit. And the older people are just sitting there looking at her like, what are you doing? She's doing a photo shoot in there like she's at the gym, bro. And I'm like, okay, I'll take a picture of myself in there one. But no, she's going off with her shit, and I'm just like, dude, like, do you realize where you're at? What the hell are you doing? Like, all the old people are like, what are you doing, dude? Like, and then she couldn't get her blood pump going, right? She has a pump, and they're trying to get the blood, and she can't. They're popping the damn, they're popping the thing, the syringe, trying to pump the blood because it's clogged, right? She can't get it, so she's doing like this. She's sitting down, going like this to do it, right? And they're popping their thing, and they still can't get it. And the lady Barbara. She telling her, you know what? Stand up. So I swear, dude, she stands up. Yeah, she's in this little legging outfit, all super fucking tight, and she's like, "You're gonna have to touch your toes like 10 times." And I'm just sitting there like, "What the fuck?" And there she is, just bending over, touching her toes. I was like, and everybody's just staring at her. She's in the middle of the room, bending over, just showing her shit, and I'm like, "We're fucking." I'm like, "Okay." And I'm thinking, this is a mental thing, but I'm like, "Okay, shit." Well, fuck it, do what you do, man. You know, I'm just watching her, like, I'm trying not to perv out, but I'm just like.
So, let me tell you, she probably did that on purpose, because every time they go to access my port, I hold my breath. I don't know why, but I hold my breath and no blood gets in there. And they're like, "What in the heck is wrong?" And I breathe and I take a deep breath and all this blood gushes. So she was probably in there doing it on purpose so her ass could be in the middle.
She was, and then she did more than 10. They told her to do 10. She was just doing it. She was straight bent, no bending knees, just straight bent over. And I was like, and then there's all kinds of women, there's other girls in there, and I'm like, "Oh, I look like a total fucking pervert right now." So I'm like, I look at the TV, and I'm like. Because I'm like, I wanted to sound like, you know what you're doing. And I think she held her breath. She held her breath. I was the only dude in there.
Oh, yeah?
I was the only dude in there today. All of them were old white ladies and old Asian ladies and shit, man. And then that chick, she's probably like in her good 40s or some shit, but I was like, "Why are you here? You really recorded this shit?" She had some brand new shoes on. Her outfit was brand new. Yeah. And I'm like, "Do you really have cancer? Are you sitting here trying to get some kind of stuff?" You're like going to the gym. But she was there doing a whole photo shoot inside the cancer room. Like, that part I was like, "Man, you shouldn't be doing that shit in here. You know what I mean? Say that shit in the gym." Hey, shut your mouth.
She's like that. Sorry.
You ain't doing that shit.
I didn't hurt the dog, I promise.
That's funny.
Yeah, so see, I mean, we have cancer, but we still bullshit and talk shit. You know? We don't, it's not a sad thing. You know what I mean? What does this say here? I got the thing here.
It says, "Saludos de Colombia." Desde Colombia.
Oh, shit. In Colombia.
I have a story with
Send me some of that stuff you guys got over in Colombia.
I have a story about a day that I went to go do chemo, and this involves adolescents. Okay. So this day, I go, I check in. They sent me out in the hallway, and the adolescent unit was literally right across from us. So here comes this little boy, got to be 8, 9 years old, comes walking out. There's a lot of people out there, but I'm all tatted up. Kids love, they attract that. Mm-hmm. So little boy stops, and he comes across, and he comes over to me, and he goes, "Are you fighting?" And I go, "Yes, I am." And he goes, "Me too." And I was like, "What the hell?" Gosh, like right then and there, he was like, "Me too." Like his attitude was just so happy. And he was like, "I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back." Mm-hmm. And the mom was across the way, and she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I was like, "Don't. Stop." You know what I mean? So he goes to the bathroom, and he comes back, and he goes, "I just want to tell you one thing. I don't want you to stop fighting. You need to keep going. I did." And he goes, "Can I hug you?" And I lost it. I lost my shit. Yeah. Then the nurse comes out and she goes, "Honey, we don't have any more rooms in here with the adults. We're going to have to place you in the adolescents unit." They placed me over there with these little 3, 4, 5, 6-year-old kids. And these little kids each nurse had their machine, and they were crawling on the floor, and they're like, "You come play with us." And I'm like, here I am, a grown adult, with now my nurse is holding on to my machine, and I was crawling on the floor playing with these little kids. And I tell you what,
best attitude
because of them, I could never give up. I could never, not after that little boy doing that to me. Like, he picked me out of a whole lineup of people, like went straight to me, and he went to me for a reason. And right then and there, man, I'll never forget that little boy. And I'll never forget the time doing chemo in the adolescent unit, man. Those little kids had me on the ground, crawling, going like this, army crawling. They were shooting me. This one kid had a Minions thing that shot out these things. He kept shooting me, and I was like, "Ow, that kind of hurts." But you know, I couldn't complain, you know.
So we have someone here that's a woman biker from Colombia, woman rider.
Maybe she just, her name's Colombiana. Maybe she's just a Colombian person that lives here in
I
California.
am woman biker Colombiana. I like your page and style. Good ride forever. No, she's from Colombia. Say hi to
Appreciate it.
Colombia.
Thank you. I ain't got no style though. No, we have our own thing going on here in Southern California as far as the biker thing, you know, the style that we have out here. Well, that's in the whole Southwest. You know, we have our own style, but you know, that shit's spreading everywhere now. It's becoming a trend.
And I ride too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
So I've been riding on this set since 1990. It's a lot different now than it was back then. Trust that. But when I got diagnosed, I had to retire my bike for right now. I'm headstrong. I'm gonna get back.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm not gonna get back on that one because it's way too high. So I'm gonna build myself a Harley.
There you go.
Another Harley because I sold mine.
There you go.
Don't you drive a float?
I do.
Did you drove that year, didn't you?
I drive it every year. Well, it's me and my partner. Yes. So I for the Tournament of Rose Parade, I am I'm a patient of City of Hope, but I'm also City of Hope's float operator for their float.
So you were on TV. We
Yes,
didn't
ma'am.
see you.
Yes, ma'am. If you saw into that little screen in the front, that was me. My driver sits in the back. He sees nothing. He's not blind, but he's blind to what's in front of him. So I tell him, "Hi, baby." I tell him what to do and how to get there.
And me and Tony want to be on the new Sons of Anarchy, so Emilio Rivera, come on, man. We don't want to be extras, though. I want to make millions like you guys do. So I know that you guys are filming that new season, that you're starting a new Sons of Anarchy pretty soon. In April, I think it's April, they start filming again, so.
Isn't it the girl?
No, Jax didn't die. According to he didn't die, so they're starting it again.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, we don't know
Sons
that
of
for
Anarchy.
sure.
It's supposed to be a secret.
Because I heard it was supposed to be
That's what I
girls.
heard. I wouldn't told the secret. I heard Kurt Sutter
I
put
was
it
like,
out
what
there.
does floats and Sons of Anarchy have to do with each other? I was like,
I'm trying to
this
make
is
money.
what the
Round tables are.
You want me to? So guys, just so you know, we all have chemo brain. And chemo brain, let me explain
That's a real
what that
thing.
is. It's real.
Uh-huh.
So it's a cognitive disorder. We have memory loss. So we'll be in mid-conversation, our memories go blank. Us talking to each other, we don't think nothing of it. Talking to somebody who's not in our shoes, they're like, hello, you gonna finish your story? And they're like, what story? So it's real. It's a real thing. Also, we say the most random, most off-the-wall things at the most random times. So if we come off with something just completely off the wall, don't laugh at us. Don't laugh at us. Our brains have been fried.
What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna wrap this video up. I don't not this, but not that live, not that one.
Mm-hmm.
Just the video, and then I'm gonna turn that thing onto the YouTube live and just go on there for a little while and see what I can get from there on the YouTube live.
Okay.
Your TikTok can stay on and all that stuff like that. Then we can probably shoot people over to the YouTube. But I want to see what's going on over there. So, anyways, I'm gonna wrap the video up. I just a little update of what's going on with all three of us. Hopefully I can get Chris down here and get I keep forgetting her name. Cynthia out here. I would really like to get my boy Johnny out here because he's the one that I know that he didn't want to do the chemo no more. He said that's it, he's done. He's not doing it no more. That was like when we were at your event.
Mm-hmm.
When he told me how long ago was that? Your event.
Well, that was about almost a year ago.
Yeah, so a year ago he was like, I'm not doing it, Mom. I'm tired of being sick. I don't want to do it no more. So I want to talk with my boy Johnny and see what's going on with him. And I mean, he's still around, so you know what I mean. He's doing something right. He's still riding around like a maniac. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure he's feeling pretty good because he's not on the chemo medications and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like I said, the chemos would makes us sick. So, but I want to get them in here and then get maybe we can all get in here again one of these days, and maybe we can bring Model out here and shit and do another video with Model. But anyways, that's the video for today. It's just an update on what's going on with Cherry, me, and Tony, and hopefully you guys that are watching these videos about the cancer, about our lives, that you will go down and get yourselves checked out, you know, and try to take better care of yourselves, and especially your kids. You know what I mean? Because it's worse for kids. You know what I mean? It's going to be worse on you that your kid, if your kid gets cancer. You know, I'd rather have me have it than one of my kids have it. You know, so you know, get your kids checked out. You know, once a year, and you know, make it a family thing. It's not that hard. So, anyways, you guys have anything else to say before we?
Yeah, you know, one last thing is, you know, financially, you know, having been diagnosed, all of us, it's financially draining at times. So, you know, keep supporting. You know, Mike, he's got his apparel line, Chicano style bikers. Support. You know, I came out with my thing, and Cherry's coming out with her thing, and also Chris, she's doing her thing as well. And you know, we're doing that with cause behind it. You know, financially, it can become draining. It can.
And that's one thing about all three of us. All three of us have gotten a lot of help from the biker community. You're talking about a lot of money that they've helped to put out there for all three of us. I don't know. I couldn't even give you a number for all of us combined. You know what I mean? But they really come through every single time something happens to one of the riders. They don't even have to really know you. They'll come out and support and buy stuff and so that's one thing about the biker community. We're all part of it, and they've helped us out a lot, tremendously. You know what I mean? I've survived the whole year because of it. You know what I mean? And I still, like he said, I have my merch, and he has his merch, and she's gonna come up with something, and we do it with minimal money to try to make a little bit of money to keep ourselves going. You know what I mean? Because the state ain't paying shit. So what do you have left to say, Cherry?
So on that, what Mike said about getting your kids checked, I don't know if you guys all know this, and this is something that I learned going through this journey, but you can always, they have tests that they can do to check to see if you have any mutations. Like I carry 5 mutations. And like my kids, my cancer, actually one of my sons is fighting the same type of cancer that I have. So I was genetically mutated. So if he would have went and got tested and found out that he had it, we could have prevented it before. Just like women who have a history of breast cancer, they can have their breast removed. Guys who have a testicular, you know, there's always that. You can go to your doctor and just say, I want to do preventives of anything, and they could do it to where you won't end up in our shoes. Because none of us want to see anybody that we love or we care about going through what we've been through. And this is why we talk about it. Because if one of you hears us, that's one person we don't have to see go through this.
And just before we go, there was one thing I was thinking about the other day when I was at work. And I want to say, when I started working at the company I'm working for now, I went for a blood test. I mean, not a blood test, a urine test. I have to do that before I can start working. So I went to do a drug test. Yeah, so I did a piss test and all that stuff, and the piss test came back with blood in my urine. So the doctor told me, come back tomorrow, drink a lot of water, come back tomorrow, and we'll test you again. He goes, I cannot release you until we'll have to see there's still blood in your urine. So the next day I drank a lot of water, came back. He's like, okay, you're good to go. And then 8 months later is when I found out that I had cancer. When I had asked the doctor that day, when he told me I had blood in my urine, I said, what does that mean? He said, well, that could mean you have cancer. He goes, so we'll test you again tomorrow and see if there's no blood in your urine, I'll release you. I could have probably, if I was smart, I would have went to the doctor right after that. I took that fucking urine test when they say I have blood in my urine, and I would have went into the doctor and got checked. I might have prevented all this shit from happening. I might have got caught it at an early stage, but I didn't. 8 months later, I'm at stage 4 cancer. So that's how quick the shit spreads, from not having anything to 8 months having stage 4 cancer. So go out there and get yourself checked, you know, and do yourself a favor and check your kids. So with that being said, I'm going to end the video. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll be talking to you guys later.
Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome, brother.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.